because he said, in verse 26, his Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strewed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. So, we are saved by grace. There is no condition, but that we love God and accept what he's done for us. God could save you like he saved the guy, the malefactor on his right hand. There was a sinner on his right hand that was probably headed to hell. All his life he was bad. But because he came out his mouth and told the other guy, shut up. Don't you see he's here dying with us? Jesus said to him, you're going to be with me today. So there's many different ways that you can put into his bank. Have put my money to the exchanges. There's different ways for us to put money in his bank, give to his exchanges what he's given you. So that at meet before him, he says, well, what did you do for me? There was homeless people. There was hungry people. There was people in prison. When you digged what I gave you into the soil, and then care for nobody else but yourself. So, what I want to try to do, hopefully, is expand. I don't know the rules here, but maybe go out into the communities little by little, and maybe help somebody that's crippled with a yard or something one day, once a month. Something to give back, to know that you're also, that you're trying to do something. So it really doesn't matter what we do, because just because this guy made 5 talents and entered into a kingdom, got a big house, got a nice car, had money, got all this stuff, because he knew what to do with it. The guy only earned 2, so what? He's happy, he's content. He has a place, he's doing something for God. And yes, we are saved by his grace. He died for us. The Bible tells us that we are saved by grace through our faith. Because you're here because you believe in a higher power. You believe that God did something through Jesus. And that God expressed himself as Jesus. That God came down in the flesh, and now because of that light and darkness situation going on in our spiritual temple, he broke that. He put down for that. He bled for that. And he did. And now the course of nature that we pulled on his reins, trying to hold that horse, world, he said, peace I give you is not like the world gives you. But God loved the world, and he wants you to be part with him in the world that he loved and gave his only son for. He wants to reward you for seeking him. And I'm sure you do this more often. And sure, this thing can be hard sometimes to pick up and devote yourself to trying to learn. The New Testament is a good place to start. You know, the Old Testament has a lot of history, but the New Testament is a good place to start. Romans, Matthew, to learn about Jesus, to hear about Paul and his experiences in the Bible. So, God, once again, has called you. chose, not few that you're gonna not going to heaven. Because it's not on our own selves that we can get into heaven. He says, you knock, did good things for me. I'm preaching right now. Doesn't mean I can make it. We all stand at risk in a way because of our own selfish flesh that weighs upon us. And our thoughts that run up in our minds that we think we're doing the right thing. But he says it's not on our own that we're saved, but by his grace he saves us. Because a guy that spoke out for Jesus, he could be saved just like that. So yes, grace can save you. And God does love you because he loved us before we loved him. And because of free will right now, in God's eye, he saw you calling out for him. And Jesus said, my brethren are those that are listening to me. My mother and my brethren are those here. Not those that are out there trying to